another one to give to your friends, your family. Make one for yourself because that's what I'm making it for. When I do my cross stitching and I take my scissors and my glasses from the shop to the house or wherever I'm going in a trip in the car to or appointment or whatever, I found that maybe I should have had a pouch or a container to contain those two things, because a pair of scissors and a pair of glasses running around in a project bag is not a really good idea. So I came up with just a quick and easy little plan. There's lots out there, so feel free to Google and search all you like. This was like my first little template, and then I realized I kind of wanted a flap over top just to make sure that the things weren't going to fall out. So I have a pair of glasses right here, and then of course my favorite little cross stitch pink flamingo scissors right there. So you can put scissors in here if you like to. I mean, I'm more the purpose was to build it for my glasses and scissors. Okay, so I wanted it as like a nice and ugly home, but that works perfectly as well. Okay, so don't discount it, and I'm sure you can find a use for it, right? So there we go, glasses in there, and then if you want to put, you can put another pair here or in there, or if you know whatever works for you, put your glasses there and the bigger scissors behind. You know, it's adaptable, right? I do have another one that's almost ready to sew here, and I do have it with a flap and some Velcro, so that should make it stay nice and sturdy there, keeping everything inside. So how I got there, I just took a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and I folded like one edge onto itself, just like that. Okay, here, well, normally the paper would go around. And then I folded it again, and then this side to go into there, and then to make it a little like a cone shape, just like that, okay? Now these are the sides that you're going to be able to tuck things in. Now, if you wanted to have a flap, I put it up at the top, right up here. So you can make any sort of shape that you like for this, whatever makes you happy. I just kind of did like a little curve, it was like a big thumb or something, right? But how I got there was, you don't have to quilt it. I only quilt it because I have lots of batting here. I am a long armor, and there's lots of little bits and bobs that we have extra here. So I don't mind using those bits to quilt something up, a little fun, little easy little stitch out on it, and then use some matching or even contrasting thread or fabric to go with it. So I've got my right sides together here, and I'm just going to take this little template that I have, just like this, like that. I traced around it. We'll trace around this one. I don't think I did that already. No, I didn't. I just used like a highlighter or a pencil. The reason why I'm using a highlighter is so you can actually see it. Okay, so we just do a little line. Now you can either cut on the line, cut next to the line, if you want to make this a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Just do a little sketch. It's a straight edge right there and right here. Okay, so when I had this folded, as you can tell, here, here, and here sort of thing, you don't want to really have all the points at the bottom. So I came up 3 inches. Okay, so 3 inches up on the board. I went 1, 2, 3, and then that's where the tip came to, and then I just chopped that off. Okay, so that'll be a nice spot to sew things across. Okay. Okay, so now we're just going to cut and cut around this little project. Okay. We want to make sure our other one is not getting in the way. You can use your rotary cutter and ruler for this if you like as well. So you can make your own template really easy. Okay. You could have pins or a stylist or thimble. There's all sorts of little things you could probably put in that other little pocket, right? Or in the pockets. Okay, so once I have those two together, those two pieces together, okay, there, and then we got my little thumb tab here, and I've got some lovely, beautiful gifted to me Velcro, and of course you could pick any color to match your project. I have lots that was gifted to me, so I can make lots of these. I'm going to put those right sides together. Okay, my template off to the side. Okay, and if I'm confused at any point in time, I know I have this one as my reference to go to. Okay, so there it is, just exactly the same. And I know my little tab here needs to go on the inside. We just need to sew around that first and then turn it right side out. Okay, so let's finish that. Hope you're having an amazing day so far. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, now's a chance to do so. That really does help us. And it shows that you like our content. I like what we got going on here. Now, when we go to turn this right side out, we're just going to give a couple little clips just right around the edge here. Okay? Just do a little snip it in, just so it'll turn nicer and be more rounder as we turn the right side out. Okay? Just around the curve. Don't go all the way to the stitches, like don't go all the way to there. You just want to come in just a little bit. See that? Just a little bit. Okay. Now we go in and turn this right side out. This is where we want to make sure we're rolling the seam. And then we can give that a little press, and we can also do a little top stitch around there too. This is a good time if you want to play around with some of those fancy stitches you got. It's just should be just a little bit of heat left on that one. Okay. Right now, let's do a little top stitch. And just scoot right next to the edge. And then we're going to take that piece and we're going to lay it right inside where the two right sides are together, just right up here. We want to make sure we're giving ourselves enough room on this side as well as on this side. So it kind of sits a little bit center. Once we get it folded, you'll see. Okay. So once we get that done, we'll enclose it. We want to give ourselves a gap along one of the straight edges, either here or here. I usually like to pick this one down here. Sorry, pick this one down here. So leave a space about there, stop stitching there and there. So we're going to go all the way around and then stop there. We can do a little back stitch and then we're going to turn this all right side out. Okay. If you want, pop a few pins in there to make sure things are going to stay where you want them. Okay. Especially when it comes to this part here. Make sure we're just giving enough be able to turn it without it being in the corner. Okay, that little piece, that little tab that we're going to use to help close our scissor case or scissor holder, scissor eyeglass holder, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we're going to down, a couple stitches, little back stitch, get to the corner, about a 1/4 inch away. I'm going to pivot. Oops, I didn't mean to cut. I'm going to pivot. Okay. Now this is where you're enclosing the little tab to close down. If you don't want it, then you don't have to put this in. You just keep going straight on. Okay. These are things that I was thinking as I was trying to adapt it. I'm like, I want the little flaps. So just because it moves around. If I had a pocket at the back, I think what I had going on the first time around would have been okay. There. And now we're just gonna give a little nip at these corners here so they're not so sharp. So when we go to turn it right side out, we got some nice points. Okay, so we're just gonna give those a little clip of the extra bulk fabric. Okay. All right, now we're just gonna turn that right side out. And you can either with your finger or with a blunt stylus tool or something like that to be able to poke out your little edges. Okay. What's your finger? Whatever works for you. Okay. Then we'll give it a press. Okay, then you're going to press it. You're going to fold in this raw edge here, okay, and then do a lovely little top stitch all the way around, okay. Which, like I said, if you want to use one of your decorative stitches on your machine, this is definitely a way to use them, and when you're not committing to a whole quilt project or like a binding to a quilt or something like that, okay. So, and then to figure out where you want your Velcro, okay, if your piece folds over like this, it's kind of like shaped like an ice cream cone, like a waffle cone, ice cream cone. Okay. There. And then what we'll do is we'll do a top stitch down there. Okay. And then we'll fold it back over again this way. Okay. And then we'll do another top stitch down there. And then it gets folded back over this way, and then you just do a top stitch there. When I was sealing the bottom, I only did the big one at the back here. I didn't do all the way over on here just because for one thing I thought it was going to be a little bit too thick. But that's because I'm using bad, and you could totally just use an interfacing, a medium interfacing or something. So of course we're going to need a tab here at the top, and then wherever it goes down here. So it's just at the top part here. So I just marked it with my little, marking tool, both sides there, and then that's where I would sew a chunk of little Velcro, just like this right here. So here we go, we got the little fold, oops, sorry, I did that wrong. Here, I apologize, here. Too many folding going on. Okay, here, 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 and then just like that becomes your case, okay? So we will do the first fold. Make sure it's lined up where we want it. We're going to be happy with it. Okay. It's best to kind of get them all folded out first, and then you can make any adjustments if you needed to be able to tuck it over one side, or see this one, it needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay, all right, so we like that. Let's pop a pin in there just to hold it. And then we're going to go stitch at the back down here, okay? Not on that side, just there, okay? And I'm going to try and use the same stitches that I used for, or the same seam that I used for my top stitching. And then this is where I sealed off the bottom. Right, up, back stitch. Okay, now we can fold it back over and know that we're going to stitch down here on this side. Okay. Lift the back of your foot. I find a walking foot is so helpful for thicker projects like this, for sure. And then again, because you're going to have scissors in and out, you want to do a little back stitch to secure it. And then we're just going to flip that last little flap right to the front, okay? And then stitch down. You're going to have to lift your foot up a bit to get it under there. It's a bit bulky, but you can do it, okay? And you don't need to come all the way down to the bottom or anything like that. Just maybe start off with the back stitching. And then just follow your stitch lines for your top stitching, the back stitching. And project is done. Perfect. Great gift to give somebody. Just tidy up the little threads, as there always is extra threads. And you've got a great gift to somebody who's starting off cross stitching or craft or something like that. This would be a great little project for them, or you can do with them as a gift. because they're going to want to be able to keep their stuff organized and definitely not get their glasses scratched, which I was finding that I was getting. So thank you for joining me today. Big hugs to you, and I hope you make one. Take care. We'll see you next time.